Hey guys, I'm Mars Noob Sub with the Gravity Project here, and this video is going to be on the best weapon for your role. So it's an updated video, and first I'm going to start off with DPSing. So the best weapon for DPS in my opinion, just because there's literally practically zero risk, is Hand Blast. Hand Blast hits hard, you can hit from far away, and it's good in terms of being able to clip. So the two moves that you're going to use most frequently with Hand Blast are Solar Flame and Scissor Kick. So Scissor Kick has slightly higher damage but takes a little bit longer to complete, and there is a risk of messing it up. And Solar Flame is pretty straightforward, it's really hard to mess up, and it still hits pretty damn hard. So I'm going to show you guys Solar Flame first, and I'm going to clip it, and I'm going to show you Scissor Kick, and I'm going to clip that. So what clipping is, if you guys don't already know, is you're cutting down animation time by hitting a power. So let's say you hit Solar Flame and there's a whole animation, but you can cut down that animation to almost half the time by using a power, and then starting all over. So you Solar Flame, power, Solar Flame, power, and you save yourself a lot of time, and then get some extra damage because of it. So Solar Flame is achieved by holding triangle and then tapping triangle. So hold triangle, tap triangle, power, hold triangle, tap triangle, power, and you're going to keep doing that. The trick here is not using a long animation power like I just used. So you're going to hold, tap, power, hold, tap, power, and as you can see, I'm barely doing the second animation from when I tap triangle, and I'm still getting that damage off. So that's Solar Flame. Next I'm going to show you guys Scissor Kick, which is tap 3 times and then hold triangle. As you can see, I messed up there, so tap 3 times, hold, 1, 2, 3, hold, and then that's the whole animation, and you're gonna click that, so basically you don't see that whole kick. You're just gonna see the ball rise above your head, and then you're gonna hit a power after you do that, because you'll still get the damage, and then you can hit your power and cut that animation down to almost half the time once again. So tap 3 times, power, tap 3 times, hold, power, and that's Scissor Kick really. It's not impossibly hard, and once you get into a good rhythm, you don't mess it up too frequently, but like I said, Solar Flame is just a little bit less of a risk in terms of how quickly you can do it and how easy it is to achieve. So the second best DPS weapon in my opinion is one-handed. Now, in all technicality, one-handed does have the potential to hit harder, but its move, Flip Slash, with the one that you're going to be using most frequently, does take a little bit longer to achieve than Solar Flame, and it is high risk because you have to be very close for it to actually hit your target. And if you have to go back to use a ranged attack, you can use Weapon Mastery, which would be Solar Flame. That's a combo you'd want to use, but for that you might as well just use Hand Blast. So tap 4 times and then hold to achieve Flip Slash, and you can cut that animation down too. So you're gonna tap 4 times, hold. As soon as he starts to lift off the ground to do that kick, you're gonna want to hit a power, and I'll show you the full animation here. So it's tap 4 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, and you do that whole kick. So as you can see, it takes kind of a long time. You want to cut that animation down as fast as possible, but still get that damage. So that's the whole thing. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like when you clip it. And then you clip right there. So you're going to tap 4 times, hold, and then cut that animation and still get the damage, hold, and get the damage. So you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys get that. Not too hard, pretty straightforward. It does hit really, really hard in instances, but like I said, it's a little bit higher risk than Hand Blast, and for the potential of dying and how much time it takes to actually achieve Flip Slash, you might as well just use Hand Blast. So if you are using one-handed, you have one-handed equipped because you felt like you could be close, but there is a boss or some kind of mechanic that causes you stay far back, you're going to want to use Solar Flame Weapon Mastery, which means that you would need at least 42 skill points to do that, because you have to spec Weapon Mastery for both Hand Blast and one-handed to actually get that move. And so last but not least is dual wield. I wouldn't necessarily advise using dual wield anymore. Hand Blast and one-handed do work, I don't want to say a lot better, but they do work better for sure. But if you have a dual wield and you have enough points to get Weapon Mastery and have a good crit chance and all that other stuff, if you have a good amount of skill points, I'd say, then dual wield is a perfectly fine weapon. You're going to be using Explosive Shot. So that's done by holding triangle twice. So you're going to hold triangle once, hold it twice, and then once it gets to the end of that bar, you're going to hit your power and get your Weapon Mastery crit, and then also your power efficiency gain, so it's going to cut down the power cost of your move, which means it takes less power to use, and it'll be a crit every time. So you're going to hold twice, power, hold twice, power. Pretty simple. That one is super easy, just like Hand Blast, and there's hardly any risk at all, because as you can see, I'm a great deal of distance away from my enemies, and I'm still hitting them pretty hard. So Dual Wield is the last DPS weapon on this list. Of course, you can feel free to use anything, but in my opinion, these are the 3 best DPS weapons, and I'm pretty sure everybody can agree. Alright, so let's move on to controlling and healing. Controlling and healing actually have the same exact, I guess, weapons, in my opinion, as their best weapons. And so number 1, the best weapon for controlling or healing is by far, Brawling. Brawling is so quick. You're going to want to, I guess, have at least enough skill points to get weapon mastery here. And once you have weapon mastery, you're going to get Shuriken Storm, which is executed by tapping triangle and then holding triangle. And then once you get to the end of that bar, you're going to hit a power, and it's going to save you some power, which as a controller and a healer is very important, because your power is precious to both yourself and the group. And so you're going to tap, hold, power, tap, hold, power. And it's really quick, it's really easy to get into the rhythm too, so you can put out a lot of health and a lot of power super fast, and also gain that power efficiency by cutting down the power cost of your move. And so if you don't have enough skill points to get weapon mastery, you're on Xbox and you're just starting out, you only have 20, 30 some odd skill points, then I would advise using martial arts as your controlling or healing weapon, simply because it'll build your supercharge faster and give you power back faster, because you're getting more hits, so you're going to want to be using Shuriken Storm. And so now we're on to one-handed, which is the second best weapon for controlling and healing. And all you're going to want to do with one-handed is use Solar Flame Weapon Mastery, which is executed by holding triangle twice. Or no, holding triangle and tapping triangle. Sorry. And you're just going to do the same thing you did with Brawling. You're going to hold, tap, power, hold, tap, power. So you're saving yourself some power, and it's a pretty quick weapon mastery, which allows you to go through, save some power with that weapon mastery crit, and also, you know, get some power and health out pretty quickly. So that's that. We're on to tanking now. So the best tank weapon, in my opinion, is one-handed. One-handed has a large array of combos to use. Most of them are pretty quick. They all hit pretty hard, and they all kind of have some AoE effect. So really, you're free to use pretty much anything in one-handed. I do spec weapon mastery when I'm tanking, just because the one-handed weapon masteries are so quick. Stunning Swipe is the preferred weapon mastery, and I guess I could put in a little bit of footage just to show you how I tank with one-handed. But you never want to, as a tank, pull the adds to the group. As a tank, you want to jump to the group of adds, and so one-handed is really good for that. It sends you to your enemy very quickly and very precisely, unlike some weapons. Hand Blast and Bow come to mind. They take kind of a long time to actually get that hit off, and you're in the air traveling for a while. So one-handed sends you to the enemy very fast. If you have an enemy that's in the group and you can't pull it for some reason, you can lunge in and, you know, get close to him. It might be a proximity-based add, so you can lunge in over to him, get him, and pull him back to where you had been tanking initially. So one-handed is my favorite tanking weapon. After one-handed, I'd say Brawling. Brawling has really good moves to use for tanking. It's very, very good for PvPing, which is why it's also a good tank weapon. You can react quickly with it, and it hits pretty hard. And the good thing about Brawling is you don't actually have to spec weapon mastery. So I spec weapon mastery just for the ranged attacks, but I only had them spec'd in this video because I was using other weapons that needed that weapon mastery. For Brawling, you don't need weapon mastery at all to be a great tank with Brawling. So Brawling, you're going to use a couple moves here, and those moves are executed by holding square. Like, there's so many combos. You can really honestly use anything for Brawling. So there's hold square 3 times, which would be, I guess you do like the lunge, then you do double fist, and then you do back fist. I'm actually going to show you guys the control of the commands. So yeah, double fist is done by tapping square, then holding square. Back fist is tap square, hold square, hold square. And then we're gonna look at hammer fist, which is tap square twice, hold square. Hammer fist works really well. There's launching uppercut, which is tap square 3 times and then hold square, and then tap square 3 times and hold square twice is haymaker. And so that's double fist. That's double fist, and that's gonna lead up to back fist. And so, as you can see, there's just a good amount of combos to use. It's not hard at all. You can kind of just tap buttons around and you know, find whatever combo you like most, but make sure you're also incorporating your pulls into this and your shields. So, or heals, depending on what kind of tank you are. Some tanks don't even necessarily have to use their weapon as much. If you're rage or atomic, you're not going to use your weapon as much as you would if you're ice, earth, or even fire. So yeah, you're going to want to kind of use those. And finally, last but not least, martial arts. Martial arts is another great PvP weapon, which makes it another great tank weapon, because tanking is, in all honesty, PvPing against ads. It's PvPing against bosses, PvPing against enemies. And so there's a lot of moves that you can use. There's Shuriken Storm, which is important. Like if you have to block break an ad, it's blocking and you need to use a range attack to knock it over. Shuriken Storm works really well for that. There's also like knee drop, which is just tap square, hold square. There's cartwheel kick, which is tap square twice, hold square. And then there's spinning punch, which is really good. So you're gonna tap square 4 times and hold square. I don't use elbow drop because it has a kind of long animation. And so you're gonna tap square 4 times and hold square, and then you can actually clip that animation. So as I taught you earlier, you can cut it down by hitting a power or a shield or something. So you tap square 4 times, hit a power, and there you go. Hopefully this helped, guys. I did get a lot of requests to show the skill trees for these weapons and whatnot. So hopefully this was useful. I'm Mars Noob Sci-Fi with the Gravity Project. Like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.